Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel, Making Memories of Melodies with Melanie. Today I have a special guest with me today, Khadijah Jeanette Tate. And we're going to be talking about Khadijah's ups and downs of life. And we're going to be talking about everything that concerns her. So sit back, listen close. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel. And please leave me a comment in the comment section. So here we go. I want to welcome my guest, Khadijah Jeanette Tate. Hello, Khadijah.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to start off talking about Khadijah and her upbringing. Let's talk first about where you born, where you were brought up, well, where you started out, and then where you moved to.
Okay. Hello, I'm Khadijah. I started out with living in New Orleans, Louisiana, Violet, Louisiana. We moved to Texas, Dallas, Texas, Plano, Texas to be exact. After Katrina, and that's where I resigned. So, yeah.
Okay, so I know the whole family moved to Plano, Texas, which I thought was just amazing because I seen all these upscale houses and I just loved everything about it. But it just wasn't for me. Like Texas just wasn't for me. But we did all move to Texas. Khadijah is my niece, and we all moved to Texas, and we were living in a hotel. Then we moved to apartments, and then two of my sisters decided to stay out there, and the rest of the family moved back home after the cleanup and back in 2006. Now, Khadijah was brought up spoiled by my mother and my father. She would sit with him and eat off his plate until he passed on. But she was all of how old? How old were you when we left in 2005? You were 8, or
I was 7.
She was 7.
I made 8.
And she was made 8 in December. Yeah. Okay, so she made 8 in December, and they were in school. We had to all register them all for school and things of that nature. And tell us what they found out about you in the school system, about your learning.
Okay. So I believe I was in 3rd grade when we were in Texas. When I moved back to Texas after y'all came, I was in 3rd grade. They told me that I would need to do some educational testing. Did it. When I guess I fell below the average. Mm-hmm. So I was diagnosed with a learning disability, which is called dyslexia. Me personally, how I grew up, my family don't believe in that. We don't believe in none of that. So I believe it was my accent. I really do. I don't think I have a learning disability. I believe it was the accent transition of how we talk out here versus how they talk out there. So I believe that's what it was.
So why do you believe that? Why do you believe that it wasn't actually a learning disability? Because I know dyslexia is you might see things differently. You might read things differently and have to be more organized in order to understand your own work sometimes. Why do you feel it was just a part of your accent?
Because I would say reading wasn't my issue. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't like to read. I still don't like to read to this day. And I know it's a bad thing because it helps with like vocabulary. It helps with like the way you present yourself, all of it. But I don't like to read. I don't like to write. I don't like school in general. So I felt like it was more of me not doing it or not wanting to do it. And versus when I went to high school, college, I didn't need a dyslexia. I didn't need a
class.
aid or someone to help me. I didn't need a class to where I can get pulled out of or take my test in a separate area. I didn't get that.
Okay.
So I feel like it was an accident. Change.
Do you feel that, although you feel like it wasn't what they thought it was, do you feel that it helped you to get more organized, though, the classes that they put you in and things like that? Do you feel like it helped you in any way, so that when you went to high school and when you went on to college, that you were better? Do you feel like it helped you in any way?
In high school, yes. Elementary, middle school, no. Because the modifications that they would do, it would be the same. Like, I'm going to put it like on a test, you know how you have 4 answers to a question? We would have 2. So, and it's basically they would read the test for us, read the word choices and everything, but they would hand it out to us. So basically, you're giving us the answers. I'm going to take them. As long as I'm passing, I'm going to take them.
Yeah.
But it was more of like in high school is when I was like in dance and all of that. And I had to pass to dance. I had to pass to do certain things. So I'm just like, okay. Now I got to get organized. Now I got to do this. I got to do that. So I want to say it was...
I do want to say this. She is just her grandmother's granddaughter. Grandmother didn't like it either. She didn't like to read. She hated school. But I feel like you accomplished, even with the diagnosis, I feel like you accomplished so much. Seeing you in these, was it competitions y'all were part of? The dances?
Yeah.
Dance competitions. She was amazing. And you'll see the pictures. I'll put some pictures up so that you can see what I'm talking about. She did such a wonderful job, but like she said, she made a decision to do that. And that's not to say that dyslexia, because we know that dyslexia is a real thing. It is a real thing. But she feels like it was her not wanting to. And when she got to the point where she had to, either you're going to do this or you're not going to do this, she made certain decisions for her life. So that is where she is.
And
right.
I'm not going to say I like to take the easy road, but I do. I didn't like school. I like to dance.
Yeah.
So in order for me
to dance,
gotta do something. Even if it's cheating on the test, I have to do something so that I can dance.
Right. I love that, though. I love the fact that was your motivation to get where you needed to be. So then, speaking of dance, what was the dance you were a part of? What was the...
It was called Plano West Royales. So it was like a drill team, kind of like it's just like dance, ballet, all types of dances in one. It's just, you're just not a cheerleader.
Right.
Lyrical ballet.
And you had such cute outfits, I remember. So how do you feel that the move to Texas was beneficial? I know you struggle as an only child, but...
Big time.
I know you do. But what do you feel the benefit was of staying in Texas?
I didn't have to share with my cousins no more.
You didn't have to share?
I love them to death. I love them, but I didn't have to share. I didn't have to sleep with my grandma, even though I love sleeping with mom. I slept with my mom until I was 15. Mm-hmm. So it's just a point in time where you just need your own
space. Yeah.
About myself.
Yeah.
I love them. But it was mainly because I just needed to meet new people. I don't know.
I understand. Well, tell me this. How do you feel accomplished in any way?
Yeah. I would say I feel accomplished.
And how do you think you feel accomplished?
I feel accomplished by the accomplishments that I've achieved in life. Even if it's not where I want to be, I still
celebrate your little victories, everything you've accomplished in life. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was
Because you recently in 2023, or was it was 2023 or 2024, came to the graduation, you got your 2023, 2024.
Yeah.
Right before.
Khalid.
Yeah. Okay. So you got your medical certification?
Yeah.
Okay.
A medical assistant certification.
And to me, this is how I feel about that. I never would have thought you would want to go into anything medical.
I like the Pope.
I never thought it. But it got you where you needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the road traveled. Oftentimes we don't understand, but sometimes it's a full circle moment, because then you had to deal with other things, which we'll talk about in a second. Which brings me to the next question, which is, now let's talk about your family life. Tell me a little bit about your daughter.
Her name is Khalees Lily Wright, after my grandma. She was recently diagnosed, in 2024, May 17th, exact this same day it happened. She was diagnosed, not on the 17th, but she just automatically just had a random seizure out of nowhere on my way from work. And she was diagnosed with NMDA Encephalitis, which is...
We say those alphabets again.
NMDA.
Okay.
NMDA. Encephalitis. Yeah. It's basically when your white blood cells are attacking something that thinks it's bad. Like, you know how we fight off sicknesses. It attacks the sickness. It's attacking her brain, thinking that it's something bad. So it gets her to have seizures. Her left side of her body is weaker than the right side. Yeah.
Okay, when you learned about Khalees's diagnosis, how did you feel? And what was your immediate reaction?
There was two diagnoses that the first one that they came up with was Rasmussen. I don't know if it's syndrome, diagnosis. I mean, the diagnosis was Rasmussen, which is, I want to say it's kind of similar to the same thing, but she wouldn't gain certain things back, and her brain would be like dead. Like half of her brain would be dead, so they would have to cut it out, which she would have never gotten this back, or her the feelings back in her left side. But
Later.
my immediate reaction to that diagnosis was, "Are you serious?" And I just immediately started crying in the bed in the hospital room when I was holding her. And all of the doctors were in there, and I just broke down. And then I want to say we was going to the hospital every 3 days. Every 3 days, and it was like every week. And then it went to, we got to stay in the hospital for a long time. I believe we stayed in there from August. No. I don't know. It was a long year. I would say we was in the hospital for about 10 months. But with the second diagnosis, which they diagnosed her August 5th of 2024, was NMDA. The only reason why they diagnosed her the second time is because August 5th was the day that she was supposed to go get her biopsy. She couldn't get it done because she was still on the blood thinner medications. So we go in, she has a seizure that day. Stop breathing a little bit. The whole shebang. They came, they transported us to Dallas that same night, August 5th. And that's when they said, I was like, can y'all figure out something else? Since you're doing the MRI, she has to be under anyway. Go ahead and do the spinal tap. You'll find more information in her fluid. I'm telling them that. They do it, come back with another diagnosis. Oh, it was NMDA. It wasn't. We misdiagnosed her.
Wow.
That lady came and told me she'll probably gain this back, that back, this back. My body felt
Really?
lighter. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like my shoulders was just like, okay, nothing's gonna happen. But there's always still that thought in the back of my head of life expectancy. Is that how you say the word?
Life expectancy.
I would never ask the doctor how long. I cannot.
Yeah.
But that's what was all going through my head around the time of diagnosis. It's like, how am I going to ask this question? I don't want to know the answer to this question. Mm-hmm. So it was hard.
I'm sure it was. I think that because we know it was hard for us, the rest of the family, so we can imagine what it was for you. I think that our faith played a major part in what you trust God for. Mm-hmm. And I'm just giving an example. When I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and I believe it was 1992, and I said, I don't have no epilepsy. No. I had my first seizure in 1992. Then within a course of like 10 years, I had like 6 or so of the worst seizures. And I remember going into the doctor's office in 2002. Mm-hmm. I had just had my daughter in 2001. 2002, I believe it was in February. And I had a seizure. And I went in that doctor's office, and he put the probes on my head. And he said, it was inconclusive. But I was like, okay, so what we do next? And he was like, get dressed, I want you to come to the front. So I went to the front desk, and she said, this is the medication. I said, for what? He said the test was inconclusive. What am I getting medication for? She said, he came to the window, the doctor, and he said, you have epilepsy. And I remember crying, and I backed up, and I took that prescription that he was giving to me. I think it was Dilantin or something like that. And I pushed it back to them. And I said, you got epilepsy. And I walked out. From that day, February 2002, 2002, until this day, God has delivered and healed me. I have not had one since. And I know it is God. Mm-hmm. So when I say that about our faith, we don't just accept anything. Because God said, by his stripes, we are healed. And so, and if either I'm going to believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So to get that diagnosis and to have to go through what because see, we know what people tell us they're going through, but we don't know what you're silently battling and going through it. You understand? We don't know the hours you cried. We don't know when everybody was asleep and how you were praying and how you just lost hope. We don't know because people don't generally share that. But tell me, because I know she stopped talking for about, 3 months or so? Mm-hmm. Tell me about the day she started talking again.
Okay, so the diagnosis for NMDA, basically she would lose speech. She would like basically all of her senses, mm-hmm. and like her feeling and all of her senses. She wouldn't be able to eat, walk, talk, really nothing. I want to say that was for 3 months, or maybe 4, a couple of months. When grandma passed, which was December 23rd, 2025.
2024.
Right when we got out the hospital. It was right after we got out the hospital. We got out December 14th. I would want to say the day Monday.
That Monday.
When grandma passed, that Monday morning.
2:45, about that time, around that time.
She started asking us to use the restroom. For some reason, like right after my grandma passed away, it was like that day from on, she would just say little hints. I have to use the restroom. But she wouldn't say it fluently like that. It would be like, I have, like she's just learning to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my mama and Shani looked at each other like, what? And from there, I want to say when we came for her funeral, which was
Grandma's
January.
funeral. My mom's funeral. Yeah.
Grandma's funeral. She just started asking for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want Doritos. I want chill. Like, she just kept saying she wanted stuff. And I was just like, okay, I don't know if you can have it, but I'm going to give it to you just because you want it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, I feel like it was my grandma. They have this connection.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been had it for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy to think as soon as my grandma leave.
That's she.
And that's the one thing that she would say on the phone when she would talk to her in the hospital. You need to talk. Say this, grandma, baby. She would always say, tell them people you know how to talk. All the time. And I wasn't thinking of it as in like, I was thinking of it as, grandma, she really can't, like, I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry, you can't say that to her because she can't, and she really wants to. But they had a connection.
Yeah.
And she changed it as soon as my grandma she turned around, she started walking again. She started eating.
And oh my God, that just bringing back some memories. That wasn't that long ago.
Mm-mm.
So, I know you're young. And it's hard, it's difficult. Because from day to day, what that looks like for you is what? Medication. She's in school now, though. Thank God she's in school.
Mm-hmm.
For little Felicia.
Felicia.
That's the inside joke. But she's in school now. So what does your day-to-day look like now? Are you always on alert, trying to make sure she don't have to call for nothing, she's good? Because I know it could be difficult. It could be hectic, worrying about, is this going to happen again? That kind of stuff, you know. We say we trust God, and we do. And we do. And we do. But sometimes when you're faced with something, you're faced with it, I can say it sometimes, but what my inside's telling me, you understand? Yeah. And sometimes it's a battle to stay positive and keep my head. But from day to day, what does that look like for you socially? Dating? Are you even interested in that? Financially? I know it's medically. You know, it's financially, sometimes it's hard when you have an obligation to yourself and your child, and now I'm not working because this is my life, and you have to make sure she get medication this many times a day, and now she had the feeding tube in her nose, and that time expired, so they had to remove it and put it in her stomach.
Yeah.
What does your day look like from day to day in processing everything that you're going through, and trying to remain upbeat, and get yourself dressed and try to feel good about yourself, and try to go out and go to a movie, and not have to worry. What does it look like for you from day to day, socially, emotionally, financially, however you want to describe it?
Hectic. I would say it's very hectic because I hate feeling the unknown, like the what ifs.
Yeah.
Or I hate it. I hate it. It will literally, she will go to school and I will text the nurse every time it's time for her medicine. Every time. Did she cough today? Can you give us some Mucinex? Do I need to bring some up there? I can show you a text messages. It's just every day is something. I'm asking her, did she give her medicine at 3? Did she give her medicine at 9? How is she feeling? Has she been asleep? How long has she been asleep? Like, I pinpoint everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very hectic. It's not something that I wouldn't want nobody to feel it.
Yeah.
Because it's really, if you're not strong enough, it will make you go insane. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the only way that I can keep my head up is because of my village, the support that I have out of my family. And also, like, how we play. We play a lot. We laugh a lot. We don't take everything so serious.
Yeah.
So I could kind of like laugh some stuff off or just throw something under the rug for a little bit time being, because it will come back. But just to like clear my mind for a few minutes or a few seconds, just to relax and not think about it. But it's hard.
It's hard to not be able to think about other things and having fun and going back to school and getting a job and doing all these things, yes, because your mind is so boggled with this.
And it's like, I would love to go. I will go back to school for nursing. But it's just time's not adding up for me sometimes. I can't be away for long. Even with the job searching, I am not finding a job that's an hour away from the house. It's something that I don't want to relive. So I don't know. I think that's what made my anxiety boost up a little bit more too. But it's hectic. It's very hectic.
No, I can imagine.
Dating life, I can't really.
Almost non-existent, huh? But
I don't know.
Because how you meet people when you can't go too many places, and then when you do go, that's why I believe that God knows what we need when we need it, and the right person will come along and will be more of the take lead person and help and make sure this baby have everything she needs, so that you have everything you need. And I believe that God's timing is perfect, and we don't have time to waste. We really don't. We don't have time to waste. We don't, because life right now for you is very serious, and I try not to take on people's stuff because it's too consuming. It consumes your mind. It consumes your time. It consumes your thoughts. I try not to take on people's stuff, but this is personal. You understand? And sometimes when the baby would be in one of her moods, I would tell him, call me back. Mm-hmm. And I hang up because I can't deal with it. You understand? And I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you continue. You're getting your medical assistant certification. Mm-hmm. And then you ended up having to do feeding tubes and all of these things as relates to this baby, that maybe your training, if you had not had some training, would have been hard for you to do, but you don't even need a nurse. And to watch you be so strong, you don't even need a nurse, the nurse is for the purposes of schools. You know, she has to have one because you can't just be in school with her all day.
Right.
Because first of all, you need a break. You understand? You might not always feel like you do, but you need it. And even though your mind is constantly on it, that's a time where I'm going to have to trust the hands that the child is in for a little while. But I'm right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So what were you about to say?
I was about to say, even with that, when I want to say it was you, somebody else that just couldn't see it. I cried for about 3 days, but I had to ask God to show me why she can't see. Like, why she can't see. Like, why wouldn't you want to see her if she's going through this? This could be like her last time. This could be like, that's what I was feeling. Was that I was feeling like,
It may have been me.
why isn't my support supporting me? But that's only because I was feeling down and feeling sorry for myself at the moment. And I realized when you feel sorry for yourself, you just looking for something to make you feel sorry even more. Like to make you feel like, oh yeah, like nobody likes you. Nobody likes me because like you don't look for something, just ask and you'll find it. But I found it.
Let me tell you, and it may have been me, because when your mom was sick and in Texas and you had to come here, and I had to stay here with y'all while my mama, Adrian, and Shani all were there. And what was it that she had? What was it called?
I never could get it right, but it's like pemphigus vulgaris.
Pemphigus vulgaris. We don't know where the world she got that from. We only could think that when we came home after Hurricane Katrina, maybe she stepped on something, maybe something happened. But she had pemphigus vulgaris. Kalia lost all her hair. She had scabs growing all over her body. I could not deal with it. And I know a lot of times they think I'm the strong one. Couldn't cope. I could. The reason, because I couldn't imagine life without my sister. I could not. And thank you, Lord, because you did it again. You healed and you delivered. And so when I think about Kalia, you, the baby, it all to me is the same. You know, it's like, why? You know, and I couldn't. Sometimes when she's having, I can't. In order for me to sometimes stay in faith and pray, I have to not see it. I have to stand on, I walk by faith and not by sight. I have to stand on that in a sense of, I don't want to see it because I'm going to lose my faith in it. You know, because I trust God fully for myself. You understand? So in order for me to do it for you, and God will send you what you need. And maybe I wasn't the person. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the person you might expect is not the person. Because I know I'm the strong one. I know I'm the one that sometimes people will come to for prayer or what have you, to be encouraged, to be motivated. But when it's too close to home, it's sometimes difficult for me. You know, so and I ask God to strengthen me in all things, and you know, give me wisdom in all things, and sometimes those things are there, I think, to break us, to build us. You understand? I hope that makes sense to you. Regarding your career, we talked about your career path, and you're gonna go back to school, and police is gonna be fine, and we are gonna continue to speak that over her life. And I remember when she was little, before all of this happened, and I'll have pictures you'll be able to see. Before all of this happened, she was a lively little thing. And I remember her saying, when Lashana and Kalia would ask her, my sisters would ask her, why you acting like that? My little brain told me. My little brain told me
everything.
Yeah. So she was this lively little baby. And then one day she turned her head, have a seizure, and life is different.
by
Life is
one day.
different.
Just one
So
day.
what I'm trusting God for is that people see that even though it's hard for you right now, we are making it through every day. And we do laugh a lot, y'all. We laugh about a lot of things. Some things,
Serious things
serious
that you shouldn't laugh
things.
about.
Is it too soon? You know, but God gave us the gift of laughter. And we're able to do it. Sometimes we'll be crying and somebody will say something, mostly Adrian, and we'll laugh, you know. So I thank God for that. And I want you to encourage anybody who is listening to you today and what you're going through. Encourage them to keep pushing and keep, whatever, however you want to encourage them.
Okay, I would say I'm gonna give you a little tip on how I was encouraged. I would. Oh yeah, I did. I'm gonna get a mirror. Look in it. You are that girl. You are that person. Keep your head up every single morning. Whether I'm crying when I'm saying it or I'm mad when I'm saying it, or if I just want talk to yourself. That's how you gonna make it. 'Cause I talk to myself all the time.
And listen, she is absolutely beautiful. She is smart. She is strong. She is courageous. And if I never told you these things before, I need you to know that. Because not everybody, I tell it to my sisters, give her grace. Because I didn't have a child that was disabled. And I always say, give her grace. Because we don't know what it's like to have a baby like that's so dependent on us. We don't know what it's like to not be able to go up the street to the store and not be worrying about, is she gonna be here when I get back? Listen, I know the thoughts. You understand? And so it's hard to leave because what's the thought? I don't want to leave and something happen. So you need grace. And God has graced you to be able to be the loving mother to this beautiful baby girl. This beautiful little cat lady. Okay? This beautiful little girl. And you are doing it. And you are strong. And I want you to, whenever you need to be encouraged, like you said, you get your mirror. And anyone out there who is facing anything, whether medical, physical, whatever, financial, it doesn't matter. You can make it. We are in a time right now that we have not seen before, and some people have, but we have not seen before. And it's a trying time. But like Khadijah said, we laugh. We have survived so many things. God has come through so many times. We just have to always look to the hills from which cometh our help. Our help comes from the Lord. So we have to look to God when we lay down on our floor. When I had to lay on my mother and watch her take her last breath, a struggle I still deal with every day. But I make it. And I sometimes look up and say, girl, look, like I told my sister today, go get me a pair of your mama's socks. Yeah, babe, I'm taking your socks. Because we loved her and she loved us and we love each other. So get a group of people, family, if because some people it's not family, but family. Get a group of people that love you and that you love them, and encourage yourselves and find something to laugh about. Find something to motivate you to keep moving forward. Khadijah, it has been my honor and my pleasure to sit and have this conversation with you and to be as open as you have been as relates to all of the things that you've gone through. I want to ask just one last question and then we're going to sign off. What makes you happy? Or smile? Or feel good? What makes you?
I would say Khalees. What was I just thinking of? I like consistent, staying consistent with something, whether it be me dating, me doing other things in life, but staying consistent. What was the question? Oh, I like when people stay consistent. So what grandma used to do, call my mama every day at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I would say no, I want to be happy. I want to fall in love. I want to be happy. I am happy, but I would say right now, what makes me happy is my daughter. That's it. Really. It's all my life I'm surrounded. It's around her.
And they fight.
All the time.
They fight.
All the time.
They fight. And I love it because she grabbed all of her toys one day and threw it at Khadijah. And that was the funniest thing. But that's a good thing. That your daughter makes you happy. And she needs to know that. She needs to know it. And I know she does. And I know she does. We love you. I thank you so much for participating in this interview with me.
Thank you for having me.
That is my girl. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. For all of you who have gotten this far in the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much. Making Memories of Melodies with Melanie. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.